Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad you're here this morning, ending the week here. Today is actually October the 20th. We're looking at another week and a half left in October. It's going to be over with, but it's one of our favorite months, so we want to get busy doing some outdoor things. We're going to talk about that later. But first, let's do our weather, brought to us by Gulf Coast Air Conditioning. Drew Pollard and hard-working crew taking care of our everyday comfort needs. High 80, low 58. A nice day coming up. We've got some wind coming in, but looking at the water temperature is even 75 degrees at the end of the pier. Take a look at our Panama City Coca-Cola, our tide chart, our river reading, but Panama City Coca-Cola, we're looking at 3.5. The Apalachicola Bluntstown got a slow drop to it, and the Choctawhatchee at Caryville, a 1.5 is getting low again on the Choctawhatchee. The tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn, and one word, wow. Look at these tides, folks. They were strong tides. High was this morning at 12:56. Now it's going out till about 12:58 or 1 o'clock today. It's going out. Then it's going to start coming in. But here's the deal: the wind's going to be blowing out of the west at about 17. So it's going to be a lot of movement going on. So you're going to get out of that wind to do some serious fishing. But you're going to have good water movement right there. Let's do our fishing game times right now. Brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers in Port St. Joe. Times today, 4:10 to 6:10 this morning, and this afternoon, 4:40 to 6:40. And like I say, that wind's going to be dropping down to about 8 or 9 tonight, but right, this afternoon is going to be blowing, so be aware of that. All right, let's take a break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Glad you're with us. I want to start off with, to me, a humorous picture. I know some of y'all will appreciate it, so take a look at this right here. If the game warden has a haircut like this, there is a 136% chance that you are getting a ticket today. And I can appreciate that. I know a lot of y'all can appreciate that. Those guys are something else. I really appreciate those guys. I would have been like that too. My buddy Brent Johnson, one of my former, through way back, Brent played tight end for us way back. But listen, y'all can appreciate this. My custom-made spider stick, it has already saved my life 3 or 4 times this morning. Anyone who spends time in outdoors knows what I'm talking about. So he's on his tractor, and you know how those wood spiders, I've showed them before. I mean, that web will go from one tree to the other. I mean, go like 20 feet sometimes. And if you're on a tractor, sometimes you're the first line of defense. They get over here and you just visualize spiders all over you. So he just put a tree limb up there, right there in front of his tractor. Good job, Brenton Johnson, Bobby Johnson, son. This is a redfish tournament last weekend. I get all the time to talk about it. Emerald Coast Redfish Circuit. And they did a good job. The winners, 14.3 pounds. Their third place, the Eifert brothers, always up there. Kevin and Dennis at 11.3. And then Braden and Trevor down to 5th place. AJ fourth place. So a lot of local guys. This is good. I encourage you to get in this next year because it's not like these top of the line fish. These are people like us. They work all the time and they're full time, and they really do a good job just enjoying the redfish tournaments. Here's some pictures there. Let's see, the most spots of Braden, the big trout 2.6, big red 7.22. Big thank you to Eifert Auto Repair and Transmitter Road for the donation to the championship. And it takes a group of folks donating and helping out. Good job, AJ, and all the folks that help Emerald Coast Redfish Circuit this year. And we'll talk about that next year, get people excited about it. All right, next Saturday, I mentioned this 2 weeks ago. I want to remind you one more time. Dog Snake Aversion Clinic. It's going to be 7 a.m. It's going to be up there in Whigham, Georgia. And that's about an hour and a half from here, so you don't have to leave early. It's a small course where various venomous snakes are arranged in cages, and it's interesting what they're going to do, but basically it's teaching your dog to stay away from snakes. So if you're a quail hunter or take your dog outside a lot, it just teaches them to, you look at a dog's behavior. I'm interested in going, and I know some folks going, so if I can out of the 5 things I got to do Saturday, maybe I can work that one in. $75 per dog, but dog's naked version. This is cool. This is a hummingbird feather. Is that not cool? I don't know about y'all, but our hummingbirds have been very active the last month or so. Okay, the FWC has this big trophy catch Hall of Fame, and these were big bass caught this past year, where they're mounts right here. Okay, and they run from October 1st or September 30th, and they're going to be down at the Bass Pro Shops in Daytona if you're down that way, and it's a little ceremony, and recognize different categories. We named this 11th year of the season. They research it. They get these mounts. They're not the actual mount. They're just they measure them and then get the mounts made out of measurements and all. That's fiberglass mounts. This is me. I'm driving on the Lynn Avon Bridge, and every now and then we get these pigeons, and 3 or 4 will light on every post, and I mean every light post across the bridge. I'm trying to drive and get all of them in there, but that one has 5 down there. Look at every one of them. I don't know what makes them do it this time of year, and they do it different times of the year, but they're every post on there, and that's just part of nature I haven't figured out, but I just that one has 5 also. But I'm driving and trying to take pictures while I'm moving, so I just want to share that phenomena with you. Okay, let's go over the seasons real quick again, because archery's open up tomorrow, and crossbow, general gun, November 23rd. The youth deer hunt on December the 2nd and 3rd. Muzzle loading December 2nd. So just be aware of those dates right there. They updated the D1 Deer Management Unit right there. They've updated it, changed the date a little bit in Holmes, Washington, and Jackson because of the chronic wasting disease. So they've changed that right there. Okay, so be aware of that. A lot of people don't know that. Okay, and that's just some other stuff there. It's all on the, if you're training, Zone D can train October, starting next weekend. Zone D, us, we can train your deer dogs out there, 3 or 4 weeks there, Zone D. Okay, and remember, possession limit 4 deer, and the bag limit 5. But now if you hunt different areas, this is in public land, okay? All right, that's enough of that. Good pictures and all. All right, let's take a quick break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Glad you're with us this morning. I want to mention, talk about Mr. Buck Buchanan passing, and I want to let you know, one thing I left out yesterday, I want to do a little tribute to him. Now, he was Captain Roy Ray's uncle, to put that in perspective. Captain Roy has been on the show before and helped us start the show, and but that was his Uncle Buck. Okay, so I just wanted to share that. Forgot to mention that yesterday, the Buchanan family. So that shows the longevity of that situation there. Also want to mention we've got all kinds of things going on in the outdoors. I was just telling Jeff, everybody tries to do everything during the here in the month of October, and all kinds of situations going on. But I have just prioritized stuff, and I just leave out some good stuff I can't get around to. I wish I could. One thing I did want to mention this morning, though, we're talking about trail cameras, and I just, you've seen some of my pictures, and y'all share a lot of trail camera pictures. I was thinking about them the other day, the evolution of them. When it first came out, they were out there, you put a little card in them, and then go home and look at it, put it, but they progress now where there's cellular trail cameras, and at first I'm sort of reluctant to adopt to adapt to some of these new fingerling things coming out like that. These thingamadigers, what my dad used to call them. But anyway, I've grown to love my cell camera. I want to share with you the beauty of it is, first of all, you can go see what's going on 24/7. And they start getting the pattern of the animals, not just the deer, but the raccoons, the turkeys, the bear, especially the bears, and get the pattern and the times they're coming in, and just, it's really cool to watch. It's sort of like a wildlife nature, watching it way up there, an hour or two away from right there in your living room, and you still know what's going on. Another advantage of it, because you get to, you don't have to go and and walk across the food plot, stuff like that, get a human scent, every week or two to check it out. So it's really isolated there, and and the prices have come down. At first it used to be like $1,000, now they're like a couple of hundred. So I would encourage you to look at that even if you're not a big hunter, maybe just if you have some property or something, want to see what's going on. And I guess also for security, I know some people use them for security. So these trail cameras, game cameras, are good. They're really cool. Now I mentioned, we talked yesterday when Jeff and his family and friends went to Wakulla, Spring State Park. I talked about I had some other places I was just going to recommend off the top of my head. When I saw their picture, I started thinking about all these places you can go to, especially here in the month of October between now and Christmas. I made a list of them. I'm going to go through them fairly quick. I've mentioned most of them before. I got one or two new ones in here I talked about. This is just for, for nature, for the beauty of wildlife, or just getting away from the condos and all the people, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna do them, and not in particular order of importance, but I got a picture or two of each one. Here's the first one over here in Pensacola. Fort Pickens, this is a view from Fort Pickens. This is a sunset view, but look at the old fort there. There's so much history there. They had set these batteries up for when the Spanish were coming in. They were trying to keep them out of Escambia Bay, and all kind of history there at Fort Pickens. And we've camped there before. I've tried to fish there, and I realized Escambia Bay, I was naive enough to try to catch fish there. You can't do it, the bay was dead. St. Andrews State Park, we've talked about it a lot. It's coming back pretty strong now. Gators and good walking. A lot of stuff is growing back, but St. Andrews State Park is really special. There's some pictures there. Looking out toward you never know what's coming through the pass. Okay, and the sand dunes, they're coming back. They're pretty strong there. So they're over here at Camp Helen, one of the largest coastal dune lakes in Florida. Camp Helen, just a couple of pictures from it. Good walking trail. And you got a little ways to walk to the beach, but this is natural right here. And of course, the lodge has been there a good while. Well done, and just a cool place to visit right here. I mean, really good stuff right here. Okay, let's do a driving. Okay, let's drive to Weewall. Go south from Weewall, head down toward Dalkeith Baptist Church. Just drive down that road right there, the back road, and then go down there. Keep on going down south, and you're going to hit Howard Creek. Let me blow that up. There's Howard Creek and Brothers River. Just drive through Howard Creek. You'll get a kick out of it. It's just really a unique place, and the boat landing right there. Let's see. And then come back out, head towards St. Joe, go to White City. There's the Intercoastal Waterway right there, White City, okay? And then there's a boat ramp we've been to before. Got all kind of picnic tables, take you a picnic right there, and just enjoy that, and swing back through, make a big loop and head back toward Panama City. If you're doing that, if you're going to Mariana, just circle back the other way. The Phoenix Springs, all kind of history there, a good place to go. I've talked about this before. This is Highway 65. It don't show up really good. Head east through Apalachicola, go across the bridge to East Point, go right past East Point, and Highway 65 is right through here, okay? And it goes all the way up through the Apalachicola National Forest. And it's really a beautiful ride. That's one of the most beautiful scenic rides in the state of Florida, and that right through the middle of Apalachicola National Forest. A lot, and you're going to head toward Theologian and Hosford, and hit Highway 20 and make a loop, come back through Bristol and Buzztown, and get some fried catfish at Paramore's. Three River State Park up there, up Sneed's up there, good place, cool. Got the cabins there, beautiful area right there inside the cabin, dining area, picnic area. Terrell State Park, we'll talk about it a lot. Right now, the Gregory House is right now it's still not open. Last I heard, it's temporarily unavailable, but it is a beautiful place to visit. Great hiking trails, and the colors. Well, I want to go to Terrell State Park this time of year because the leaves are changing color. I'm always talking about the hiking trails, and there are all kind of hiking trails in there. They're open. They've got them cleaned back up. There's also there's a lot of geology in Terrell State Park with the bluffs and all. See how those bluffs right there, rock bluffs? The place right north there, a place is called Rock Bluff. And of course, Camel Lake, right there below Bristol. I mentioned it when we went to the trash cleanup. That's where we were, Camel Lake. Got several nice places. Drive up there, have a picnic right in the middle of Apalachicola National Forest. Okay, it's cool places and picnic areas and all. Okay, so we got So that covers, that was 10 places, counting Wakulla, just to take off for the weekend, not spend just a day trip, and go up there and just relax and see nature at its finest. The thing about it, take a camera along with you, you take a picnic, or there's so many local little, I say so many, used to be so many local little restaurants you can stop at, locally owned. Way if you're going west of here, go to Vernon or Dee's. I could just sit, I can make a list of the ones that are locally owned, little specialized restaurants, and if the locals go there, and you see a lot of pickup trucks, that's a good place to stop. And every community here in the Panhandle has one or two of those little restaurants, and we love, Gail and I love going to them, and we know a lot of them. And every now and then we'll see them, let's try that one. So I recommend that. Make a good day trip, get out and do some walking and all kind of stuff. Anyway, outdoor stuff. All right, here we go. Tarpon Dog Seafood. The big $20 gift certificate is going to all the way from Bayou George, Jimmy Thompson. Big red snapper. That'll be a good cook this weekend. All right, the red snapper is going to all the way from Springfield, Alan McCutcheon, Bayou George, and Springfield. Hot spots for Panhandle Outdoor viewers. Take a break. We'll be right back with our famous Friday fishing forecast. Welcome back, and welcome to our famous Friday fishing forecast, brought to us by Jessica Ling Insurance and Financial Group and Matt Andrews' company, Hammer Down Roofing. We appreciate their sponsorship, and we got, I spend a lot of time on this. Sometimes you may not be able to tell, but I really take it serious, and I want y'all to be successful in your fishing experience for the weekend. And first of all, we talked about really good tides this weekend. On the other hand, strong winds. Now, I sat here last week and talked about I was getting ready, leaving here and going surf fishing with Bob Thomas, a good friend of mine. We already had planned to be at the Cape and do some serious surf fishing for pompano. And guess what? Nature didn't work with us. If you remember, we had double red flags last Thursday and Friday. Double red flags. A big storm came in, waves this high, and what it does is churns up the water for you surf fishermen. And so for a day or two, it's really it's just the water's churned up. It's muddy looking. It's just and no clarity, and you just really don't have any good luck. I've tried, been there and done that. Tried it during the storm, after the storm, but you wait another day or two, then it settles down and it clears up a little bit, and they're hungry. Of course, Bob had to go back, so we didn't get a chance to do any surf fishing. So nature dictates the same way in our rivers. Gets way up here or gets way down here, and just because we're off on Saturday morning and want to go fishing doesn't mean we won't be able to have success if nature doesn't help us out on that. So this weekend we're looking at some pretty good weather. The wind should be settling down. It's coming out west, so surf fishing is going to be the same way it was last weekend, so you might have to wait. But anyway, in general, I wrote down the biggest thing that's happened this past week is getting our water temperature. We're talking about it taking about a 7-degree drop. So it's really moving things around. The redfish and trout in all of our bay system, redfish and trout are being caught. I've seen some great catches of redfish and trout in all three of our big bay systems. So redfish and trout will be good. I also wrote down the mullet, talking about the mullet balling up. It's still been a little bit early. They really haven't gotten those huge balls yet headed out to pass. They're in the process of it. They're just taking their time, seems like this year. And it's still October, and it'll go on through November. And people, they catch mullet sometimes around Thanksgiving with a cast net. But really, we're at the peak of it right now. So the fall run on the pompano, though, is going on strong. The pier fishing, I checked with the pier fishing, they're caught some Spanish, caught a few kings off the pier, and a few pompano. They hadn't really caught the woods on fire catching a lot of them, but there's been some pretty steady catches at the Panama City Beach Pier. Also, people are asking about sand fleas. They ask what I fish with, and we've talked about it before so many times, and how I love fish bites. And I know there's another brand out there, but they copy fish bites, and I don't really care about using them. But anyway, a lot of sand fleas, a lot of people still try sand fleas if you can find them. And people are asking how to keep sand fleas alive if you have some left over. And we should do a lot of that. And what we'd always do, we'd have put sand in a 5-gallon bucket about this deep, damp sand, and then don't put water in because they'll drown if it's all water. They've got to have a sand and then come out breathing also. Anyway, that's how you keep them overnight. And some damp cloth. I had a friend who actually taught me how to surf fish, and he kept them in a damp. He had a rag, the damp rag with sand in it, and he just put them in the sand in that rag overnight. But he had a bunch of them. But anyway, I don't use sand fleas anymore. Unless I just see one down there, I pick it up and set it in there. Going down to the bridge fishing and sheephead, you know, sheephead fishing is stronger in November, December, and January usually because they really get around those pilings. So sheephead are getting up there and getting ready to get around those pilings. So if you want to plan some winter fishing, look at some sheephead and some fiddler crabs and all. People asking about the triple tail video we had on that. I had some viewers asked to show that again. You know, I did it several years back before Chris Skurs passed, and it was just a very special trip to me. And I sent it to his son out there in Jackson, Mississippi, and they're watching it again. They watch it again on YouTube. But people ask me what we use for bait. He would use live shrimp if they're in season, and then at times, if not, he used fresh squid. And it was just a simple, just a cork, a little 2 to 3 foot leader, and just put it on there. But the key word was structure. In so many fishing areas, structure. Okay, freshwater side, I wrote down, both rivers are strong. You remember that picture of Mike Edwards? He sent a mess of fish from Apalachicola, a mess of bass, and then the next picture he sent was the same kind of fishing on the Choctawhatchee River. The river has been good. The trot lining, I know Bill, I'm getting ready, they're going to go next weekend down to Howard Creek, and they're going to do some serious catfishing. I hope I can tag along with them, and if not, well, I'm going to try to. So that's one of the 5 things that we got to do that weekend. The shrimp are in the bay right now. A lot of shrimp action going on. Pier fishing, I just mentioned it earlier, steady. It's not you know, it's really good now. I would say steady, good steady, and it's a good time to go pier fishing. Catfish, I wrote that down. Bass have been really good up in the Sandhill Ponds. I've seen some good pictures from that, so good thing. So got to wrap up the week. It's been a good week. I've enjoyed bringing the show to you. I appreciate the feedback y'all give. I appreciate you supporting our sponsors. Y'all do something good for someone else today. Enjoy great outdoors. Let's take care of it, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.